Wednesday morning, May the 30th. It's 8 o'clock on a beautifully cloudy start to the day. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together every day, 7 days a week, to chat about what's going on in the world of weather. And we've got a couple of things to chat about today. First and foremost, our weather pattern turning wet here in Central Florida. Yeah, we're going to be discussing just how wet things could get in your neighborhood. And we are tracking the tropics. We'll discuss how these two things are actually fairly closely related. But before we get into all of that, let's just start off with a live shot outside. This is a gorgeous shot. Lake Dora. Good morning, my friends in Lake County. We got plenty of clouds, but we got a little bit of blue sky there as well. It is a lovely start to the day. First warning, live Doppler radar, at least in our area, is rain-free. If I move this down to the south and kind of come in a little bit here to Brevard County, we are watching some showers lifting to the north. My friends in Mico, don't be surprised. First off, my friends in Mico, don't think that we ignore you, because we don't. I feel like I'm getting emails from time to time of particularly people in Mico. They're like, why don't you talk about us? We're talking about you right here. And we've got a little bit of rain moving your direction, lifting up to the north. It's nothing strong or severe, which we certainly don't want, but there's a little bit of shower activity there. It's lifting to the north at about 10 miles an hour. So let me do this. Let me put a storm track on based on that 10 mile per hour motion, okay? When does it arrive? Based on that. I mean, it's going to be a while, but Mico 9:04. If that trajectory continues, you'll see the showers moving in. Floridana Beach 9:38, Grant Valcaria 9:37, and Palm Bay by about 10 o'clock. Okay? Okay. Temperatures out the door. 73 in Orlando, 74 in Palm Bay. It's 79 degrees in Melbourne, and the forecast today looks good, with a few showers later this morning, and then into the afternoon, we're getting into widely scattered showers and thunder showers. Yeah, the pattern is shifting. Plenty of moisture in the area, so let us raise our cups of coffee, knowing that we're going to have a day today where we do the whole umbrella thing, and as long as we're good, we're good. All right. I say good morning to all of you guys and gals. Good morning, good morning. In terms of temperatures today, 86 or so is going to be our high temperature in the metro area. About 87 degrees in the Villages, 83 for Daytona Beach. So we're not looking bad. We're not looking bad at all. I would go on to say that when we try to make plans today, just have in your repertoire an umbrella, and you'll be good to go. All right, let's take a look at Futurecast today and get an idea of when and where the rains shall arrive, okay? All right, first off, there's this morning, mostly cloudy skies. We can handle that. Through the day, 11:30, 12 o'clock, right? Starting to see those showers, and what I think is pretty good, Futurecast is picking up. Now, they're a little more in Osceola than Brevard, and maybe that plays out, but it's at least picking up on that moisture that we had discussed. So that's never a bad sign. And then up 2 o'clock, showers. 3 o'clock, showers. Futurecast, if I'm honest, is not really showing much until late at night. But if we switch over, I just don't think Futurecast has had a good handle on today's events. But if we switch over and just look at our rapid update Futurecast, I think we'll have a better time. So let's get that dialed up. And look at that. Right off the bat, I think it's got a better handle because it's showing those showers in Brevard at 10 o'clock. And we just saw that's kind of where it is. All right. So there's that. Then lifting it up further to the north, 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock, a few showers in the metro. And then we kind of just start to watch into tonight, more and more rains developing. So that's tonight. Then let's look ahead to tomorrow. Yeah, widely scattered. It's kind of wetter and even stormier. For now, it doesn't look like we're talking about any true severity. That's through tomorrow afternoon. You can see plenty of rain. We're not really looking at like a true severity kind of thing for right now. What we are instead looking at is the threat for flooding. I think these next couple of days, we're going to be watching, for today, mainly our southern areas for that flooding threat. Tomorrow, all of Central Florida, and then for Friday, kind of the metro off to the south. So we're into this particularly wet weather pattern these next few days where, yeah, there's going to be some moisture around. So plan accordingly, my friends. Sorry, I wish I had better news for you. It just kind of is what it is. When we look at the rain trends over the next few days, it's definitely going up. Today, it's a 60% coverage. Thursday and Friday, we're looking at a 70% coverage of showers and storms. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we'll start to watch things dropping down just a little bit by little bit by little bit. So with that said, I will pause from the weather data for a moment and say good morning to you. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I see people commenting in the room, so I want to get to that. Laura says, good morning, everybody. Pat, good morning to you. Steven says, I like tomorrow. Nothing wrong with liking tomorrow, right? Melissa says, got you playing on our living room for morning weather with my kids on summer break. My boys say hello, Coffee Talk. Well, Melissa and family, good morning. Hopefully you're noticing the new higher resolution. We're full HD. We were at 720 for forever, and now we are 1920 by 1080, which means you can see all the little blemishes there. That's okay. Oh, man. Chris says, your cheery smile is plenty of goodness for us. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Looks like I have to close up the Jeep again. Debbie says, yeah, sorry about that. Trina says, haven't made my coffee yet. I'm behind this morning. Trina, you need to get on that. Desperately. It's very important. It's very important. Taylor says, thanks again for the final countdown stuck in my head. Yeah, so what Taylor's referring to, and I'm not even sad about it. I'm trying to make sure we are all on alert, if you will. It is the final countdown to hurricane season. 1 days. Apparently I need to change. Hold on. I can change that graphic to be... Listen, you only change it for 1 day out of the entire year. So stand by. Let me change this. Days. Let me delete the S. 1 day until the start of hurricane season. Okay? Let me animate it. You ready? You ready? It's the final count. Yeah, 1 day until the start of hurricane season. And I want you to be ready. I want you to be ready. What does that mean? That means that tonight, the WESH 2 Hurricane Special, Surviving the Season. I haven't even seen my stories yet. I have no idea if they came out well or not, but I want you to be ready. So tonight, tune in, WESH 2 Surviving the Season. I believe it airs at 7 o'clock. Yes. Tune in. Chris says you don't want to see me in HD this morning. That's the way I felt for a long time. And then I'm like, I could do this better. And I wanted to do Coffee Talk as well as I can. Patty says, I can tell when my husband is taking vacation time because the rain is coming. Oh, that's funny. Janice says, crystal clear resolution. Hello, good morning. Oh, thank you, Danielle. Melissa says, looks great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Very exciting. Lucille, waking up to you has become a habit. A considerable improvement over my others. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. T-minus 1 day, as Janice says. A couple of things. I'm not excited. My big excitement for my work comes on the release of our hurricane season forecast, which we put out in March. I'm excited to get all of that data out. In terms of this is just like, oh, well, this is when things start getting crummy, So I guess then we should talk tropics. Might as well. Let's look and see what's doing out there right now. First off, this time of, when we look at June, before we even get to this, the month of June for tropical development, we typically watch the Gulf of Mexico or areas around Florida, because what you end up with are these old fronts that kind of die out, leave deposits of moisture, and bubble things up. And this is also where like the water temperatures are warm enough. So this is the area that we watch. Okay, so let's see where we're watching. Oh, gee, what a surprise. It's the Gulf of Mexico, right? Yeah, from this graphic, there's a lot of moisture bubbling up out east of us. But at the moment, the area that we're watching is in the Gulf of Mexico. It has a low 10% chance of developing over the next 2 days' time. But over the next 7 days' time, as this moisture swath kind of moves across Florida and eventually sits just east of us, that's where we have a 20% chance. It's not much, and I'm fine with that. But it's an area that we're watching. Now, over the next few days' time, and I don't know if these graphics are updated, yeah, but over the next few days' time, like there's Saturday, the area of low pressure is kind of crossing over the peninsula. To me, I don't think that this gets going until it's east of us. And that's if it wants to get going. There's no guarantee that it's going to develop. But as it goes east of us, that's when I think there's the best chance to see some sort of tropical development. In the meantime, the next couple of days, as it's kind of working, I don't know why my mouse wheel is going absolutely bonkers. My mouse wheel, every time I scroll, it goes like a ton. But meanwhile, over the next couple of days, what I do think is that we start off in our southern areas for today. Okay. Then for tomorrow, we basically just have a high chance of rain across central Florida. So we're going to be building that in little bit by little bit by little bit. Okay. Speed scrolling wheel. Let's go to 1. That's fine. All right. I think I've got that fixed. All right. So yeah, rain chances on the increase. Isn't tomorrow May 31st? No, Debbie. Do y'all want to tell her? Do y'all want to tell Debbie, or should I tell her? Should I, or do you all? Today, Debbie, today is. Yeah, today is. Nancy's asking, is my ISP freezing or is yours? I have 0 dropped frames, so it's you, love. This is one of those cases where I don't have to say, it's not you, it's me. No. It's not me. It's definitely you. Pat, just set my TV to record Surviving the Hurricane Season, Part 1 and 2. Oh, yeah. There's 2 parts. So the first part is us weather folks discussing all of the things you need to know. I'm doing flooding. I'm doing zombie trees. But there's also the other part, which is like checking in on the aftermath of Ian and Nicole. So, yeah, I think there's some really good information there. Nancy froze just as you said it. So I think you said it ain't me, baby. It ain't me. It's one of those cases. Finally, I can say it's not me, it's you. It's you. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Crystal says, did I just hear zombie trees? Ya did. What is a zombie tree? I'm sure you're asking. Listen, I'm going to talk about it. There you go. Mickey, no, I haven't gotten the BSR up yet. I will, but I don't have it up yet. Cindy, will the hurricane special be posted on the website for those who miss it tonight? Yes. It's not there yet because usually I embargo and send the link to some of my friends, but it's not there yet. But it will be. So you'll get there. It will be. But we'll be covering all the bases. All right. And I think that Mother Nature is assisting in this process because when we look at the forecast these next couple of days, like, just take a look at our muggy meter, right? Like, we're going humid. We're almost humid today. We're going humid. Yeah. Chris says, today you're not freezing. Audio and video are synced and audio is excellent. Well done. Well, thank you. I don't think I was doing that yesterday. I had webcam issues, and I thus, because of the webcam issues, crashed my transmission. But I've had no issues otherwise. Yeah. Catherine, sorry, multitasking with work and trying to listen along. When does it air? Tonight at 7 p.m. Tonight at 7 p.m. Now I have the fancy graphic. Tonight at 7 p.m. Terry, where am I in this? Are you in the hurricane special, Terry? I don't know what you mean. My apologies. Why power washing the patio in Breezeway where I live starting today through Friday? Why would you do that, Edward? Probably because it needs a good power washing. That's what you're asking, right? Catherine, thank you. Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. I hope you guys and gals are having a great morning. We do have a little bit of tropical stuff that we have to track, but that's okay. That's okay. That's the way it goes this time of year. For pool planning, I would say it's not the greatest day. You know, we're looking at scattered showers and thunder showers, all that fun stuff. Chris, you should do a special evening Facebook Live. You know, we've done that in the past. We've done that in the past. I haven't heard of any plans to do that today. And the boss hasn't asked me. I do have a meeting with the boss because I have a weather conference in July and I needed to chat with her about it. So yeah, I can ask. Patty says, got to set my DVR. Do it. But we have done a special Facebook Live in the past. I don't know that we're doing that again this year. That's okay. It's okay. Extra spicy edition. Yeah, and we would change to the Tracking the Tropics look again. I mean, I for one am not terribly excited for hurricane season. This is when things get really busy. You know? Oh well. Hey, at least with warm temperatures, maybe you're still playing hooky, not going to work or anything. Rip current risk has dropped to moderate. Seas are running a little rough offshore, a little bit better back at the beaches. 2 to 3 feet. Okay. Air temperature's not bad, but particularly if you live in Brevard County, it's looking like it's going to be a little wet. Yeah. Next couple of days, though, you know, this old storm system kind of little by little is going to be impacting us, right? And it's going to be meandering. Like there's tomorrow afternoon, storm system still in the Gulf of Mexico. And then into Friday is when it tries to get closer to Florida and then finally crosses Florida over the weekend. So that's where we have to chime in and check out and see what's doing in the computer models, right? You know, during hurricane season, we do a lot of this. We chat about the computer models. And right off the bat, let me just explain what we're looking at here. This is the GFS, top left corner. GFS quarter degree resolution, 6Z run, initialized. MSLP, mean sea level pressure normalized anomaly. All right, so what we're looking at is anomalously high or anomalously low pressures. Okay, the blues that we're seeing there, that's the unorganized area of low pressure. Hanging out, this is Friday, 8 a.m. Friday, moisture around, lowering pressure. Nothing that's like closing off and getting terribly organized, which is good. That's 8 a.m. Monday, still hanging out. So truth be told, now, you know, through this weekend into early next week, we're looking pretty wet in Central Florida. And then like a piece of that kind of hanging out around the Carolinas, but anomalously lowered pressures over Florida. All right, and then the model's trying to indicate a little piece of energy there around, that's 2 p.m. on Saturday, June the 10th. You know, does it go tropical, not tropical? You know, we'll have to watch and see how this all plays out, right? But there's moisture around for sure. You know, nothing crazy here. Just moisture. Right? Let's switch over and look at the European. All right. See what it's doing. Lowering pressure, yeah, around Florida and then pulling away. European not really showing anything there in the Gulf, which is fine. But, the overall idea here is that we're going to start getting into, hurricane season. We're going to have to start watching. Which reminds me, I mentioned this yesterday on Coffee Talk. Then we really got into it during our 10 a.m. Tracking the Tropics, which if you've not tuned into it, I highly suggest it. But this is our June long-range calendar, if you will. All right, this area of moisture. And this is the calendar that I put out as of March the 1st. March the 1st, I put this out. The next couple of days, all of this moisture we're watching is a part of that Florida East Coast storm system, which to that point, I don't anticipate this to do much until it gets off the east coast of Florida. I think that's kind of the area that we watch. So there's that. Then looking ahead to the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, offshore northeastern United States, kind of the recycling of that January 16th storm system. And then the 20th through like the 24th, we'll watch the Bay of Campeche and South Texas. Okay. So yeah, Dustin, do you consider this system to be the Nicole part of the pattern, even though it's moving a different direction? I do. Yeah, I do. Because as it gets into that east coast of Florida area, off the east coast, that is where the models are deepening the pressure. It's not going into any kind of like a hurricane or anything, but that's why I highlighted that area. This is an area of interest. I don't think that it'll develop over the Gulf of Mexico. But it's that kind of corridor that, to me, it has the best opportunity, we'll say, for development. Now, the Hurricane Center has highlighted kind of that whole swath, and I get that. But to me, the models are deepening it off to the east of us, and so, there's that. Chris is asking, how does the BSR compare? I have not gotten the BSR set up on this new computer. So we'll get there, but I've not done that yet. Laura says, Taylor Walters, Bay of Campeche. That's right. Drink. Yeah, Chris, I can see you do have questions today, as opposed to every other day that you do not. Jessica's asking, will weather be clear for my Disney Springs trip this Saturday? Will the weather be clear for Saturday? Let's take a look. It's not going to be perfect. Yeah. We're still looking to be pretty stormy on Saturday. Why is that? Because that surface low on Saturday is going to be coming ashore the Florida Peninsula. So like there's Saturday. There's a lot of green there on the map. That area of low pressure keeps rain chances high. Lots of showers, even a few thunder showers. Thomas says the Hurricane Center has this stay in the Gulf of Mexico. Thomas, you are incorrect. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read exactly what the Hurricane Center says. Apparently I have to do it on my phone because I can't quickly find it here. All right, let's read what the Hurricane Center says. Scrolling. Weather Prediction Center. Okay, National Hurricane Center. I'm almost there. Tropical Weather Outlook, which is this product. An area of disorganized showers and thunder showers is associated with a surface trough of low pressure interacting with an upper level trough over the eastern Gulf of Mexico. Environmental conditions appear only marginally favorable for additional development over the next several days as the system meanders over the eastern Gulf of Mexico. The system is then forecast to move across Florida Peninsula this weekend and emerge into the southwestern Atlantic Ocean by early next week. No, the Hurricane Center is not expecting this, Thomas, to stay in the Gulf of Mexico. Meander for a couple days, sure, but not stay. Jessica's asking, would be better for Sunday at Disney Springs? So perhaps As this area of low pressure crosses the peninsula, Saturday into Sunday, like Sunday, we'll be on the backside. And we're still going to be getting showers, but I would say that Sunday is probably going to be better. Yes, there will be showers, but I think Sunday's forecast will have lower rain chances. And then Monday, Tuesday, as that low pulls away and deepens, I would think little by little we'll be drying. And we'll have another stretch of drier air. Yeah. So what you're saying is a beach day around Tampa is not going to be too delightful. On which day, Christy? Yeah. Is the H Wharf still operational? It is, but it doesn't really initialize until... I don't really use it much until areas of low pressure develop. This is a wet, sloppy mess. Yeah. Mickey's asking, good question, how much rain are the models showing? Well, before we do that, just a reminder that we are watching the flood threat the next 3 days' time. So no matter what, the next 3 days' time, there's going to be an elevated rain coverage. But as far as how much rain we could be discussing, oh my goodness, where is that? Here it is. All right. Next couple of days, rain comparison. Yeah. Widespread 1 to 2, even 2 to 3 inches of rain. Could see higher amounts. I would say probably 2-3 inches of rain, widespread, over the next few days, with some areas even higher than that. Denise, do you happen to know if this hurricane season will be Gulf season or all sides? Sorry if you've answered this already. If you're talking about like where people are going to be getting hit, we issue on March the 1st every year, we issue our hurricane season forecast. And you can get that by heading to wesh.com/hurricane forecast. But the Wesh hurricane forecast is calling for these areas of geography as hotspots this year. All right. So we are highlighting parts of the Gulf Coast further north than Fort Myers, thankfully, for my friend. I see Dr. Andrew Shipatovsky in the room. For Andrew, his area down in Southwest Florida needs a break. Thankfully, we are not showing Fort Myers as a hotspot, but like Sarasota, Bradenton, north through the Big Bend to the Panhandle, included in that. So you can get this forecast and go deeper diving into it by heading to wesh.com/hurricane season. Andrew says, Emily and I picked great days to get away to Clearwater next week, right? That forecast for next week on the backside of this low, as this storm system pulls away, the peninsula is going to be drying. It's almost, Andrew, like you know what you're doing. Yeah. Thomas, the waters are warm enough for this to become a tropical storm or a subtropical storm. Yes, but there's also a lot of wind shear in the Gulf of Mexico. Destiny, dumb question. No, not dumb. But anyway, let's move on. When this product moves across us and enters the Atlantic, if it strengthens, could it possibly pull a Charlie? Well, if it's strengthening in the Atlantic side, then no. We're not in August, September. We're in May/June. We're not going to get a Category 5 rapid intensification. That's just not the case, Destiny. Not a dumb question at all. I won't say there's no such thing as dumb questions when it comes to the tropics, but that's not a dumb question. We're just at the infancy of hurricane season, so do not be concerned about anything getting too feisty. Janet's asking, what are zombie trees? My hurricane special story. You're going to have to watch. I'm sorry. You're going to have to watch. They're basically trees that look healthy. Here's a hint. They're basically trees that look healthy. Boss may not like me saying this. They're basically trees that look healthy, but aren't. So how do you know if you have one of those? There, you have to watch. You like that? Anne's asking, when was the earliest hurricane? We have records going back to 1851. Oh, you mean in the calendar? We've had tropical systems form every month of the year. The earliest hurricane, you're gonna make me go look. And I don't have Microsoft Excel on this computer, so I'm not going to be able to look. I need to load it up. I'm getting there. listen, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I have a sick kid, so I haven't had the time to fully... I had to get Coffee Talk set up. I had to get Tracking the Tropics set up, so we're going to get there. But in doing so, we upgraded Coffee Talk to an additional 33% of pixels. That's cool. Bruce says, you tease. How funny, right? Raven, I like it. If you cover your mouth, you didn't say it. That's at least what I'm hoping the boss will think. Oh, man. Too funny. Too funny. Too funny. There we are. Hey, we do have a rocket launch scheduled. Did you know that tomorrow there's a Starlink launch? And it's in the morning. Like, we may actually be able to watch this puppy. Wouldn't that be fun? I like that. Laura, oh no, is Alexander still sick? He is. I mean, he's sounding way better. And I would say we're doing way better. We just have to get there. Do you also point out surface tree roots versus deep roots? We get into some things. You just have to watch the story. Listen, at the Inside Baseball, that zombie tree story was originally scheduled to have like 2 minutes or 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but the rest of the Hurricane special was going long, so I think I ended up having to go down to 1:30 or 2 minutes. So I didn't have a ton of time. To do the zombie tree story. Oh well. Matzo ball soup for poor Alexander. I know. Get that stair slide for the kiddos. Great during the rainy days. Stair slide? Oh God, Tiffany, if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, that's a terrible idea. Have you all seen the stair slide? Let me dial this up. Let me browser. All right, hold on. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. Let me stair slide. Okay. Let's watch the stair slide. Okay. Now, a couple things here. I am not. I'm going to repeat this. I am not
how to kill all mosquitoes in the area in 90 seconds. This simple but brilliant trick you can do tonight to eliminate all mosquitoes around you is taking America by storm. An ingenious college student from Utah just turned the pest control industry upside down.
Okay, what is this? This is an advertisement? Skip ad.
If it's too hot or too rainy to go outside to the playground, bring one of the playground favorites inside with Stair Slide. Stair Slide is an alternative to kids sliding down the stairs in a laundry basket or on cardboard. Before I tell you more, slide over to that subscribe button so you never
Oh, we're gonna like and subscribe.
Each durable and lightweight slide grabs.
Am I crazy to say no to this?
This prevents it from moving when in use without the need to permanently.
Am I the only one that's like, no way?
You can also set it up on just one side of the stairs, allowing people to easily walk up and down the other half. There are 2 ways to set up Stair Slide depending on the age of the child and if you want a low impact or high adventure experience. Just make sure that in either mode...
Did she say high adventure experience? Because to me, this sounds terrible.
Steps, but you can add more stair slides depending on how long your stairs are. Each piece interlocks perfectly along your staircase and nests together for...
Okay, all right. So we can... I mean, everybody's smiling, but like, I know my kids, they are going... This is a terrible idea for my kids. Not to hate on anybody else's. Maybe for your kids, this is a great idea. But to me, this sounds like a terrible idea. Raven says, just say no to the stair slide. It's extra and not a fun way. Next thing you know, the kids are sliding down laundry baskets, breaking bones. I just feel like this is an invitation to the emergency room. We used cardboard boxes to slide down the stairs. I just feel like... Yeah, if it's dangerous, then my kids will be obsessed. Exactly, Laura. Looks like a quick trip to the ER. No thanks. That's a no from me, dog. That's a no from me. I haven't even asked Jeannie about it, but I feel like the answer is no. Tiffany says ours love it. Is your staircase maybe not so steep? I don't know. I'm thinking the slides are safer than the cardboard boxes we used to use. I grew up in a single-story house. So we didn't have that. But I just feel like, yeah, I don't know. That's just me, though. All right. Any rainy days, though, so there's that. Any questions about the 7-day forecast? Yeah, Tina, I feel like that's just me personally. All right. Any questions? We've got rainy days ahead. That's all right. Arts and crafts, Disney Junior, driving around, that sort of thing. All right, Diana's asking about a summary. I assume you're talking about the weather? If so, we've got showers and thunder showers today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're getting particularly wet. We're going to go from a nice dry pattern to a nice wet weather pattern. And then into next week, we're going to go back dry. Why is this? What's the overall setup? We've got an area of low pressure that's developing in the Gulf of Mexico. Next couple of days, it just sits in the Gulf. Then Saturday into Sunday, this area of low pressure starts crossing, and as it does, and develops perhaps either tropical or non-tropical, but deepens nonetheless, we'll get a bit of drier air and even some lower humidities. So look on the 7-day forecast once more here, and notice that at least for Monday may have a little subtle drop in that humidity. Just a little bit. Not too bad. Raven says, my front door is at the bottom of my stairs and it's glass. I see horrible things happening with the chairs. Just for me personally, I would agree. Stairs do scare me as well. Yeah. Becca sending love your way. All right, people. That's all I got. Thanks for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'm First Warning Meteorologist Eric Burris. I will see you today. Next, it's at 3:30. I'm going to be doing some hurricane discussions with our corporate graphics team next. So that'll be a lot of fun to chat about hurricane season, and who knows what else. You never know where I'll be. You never know. I'm always watching. So I'll see y'all at 3:30. Sound good? Sound good. And a reminder, tonight, 7 o'clock, the Hurricane Special airs, and Coffee Talk is also a podcast. Get that wherever you digest all of your podcasts. All right? Sound good? Sound good? Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Take care. Bye.